What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for another FM22 video. As we have now entered December, it's only right that we do a bottom at Christmas challenge. It is a little mini series on the channel. It's going to be 5 episodes. We've loaded up a save. We've gone all the way through just past Christmas so that we have a team in each of the top 5 leagues. We're going to start off, as no surprise, today in England, as I'm sure you've noticed from the title and the thumbnail. We are Newcastle United. Now, I'm going to jump straight in because there's something that I want to talk about straight away. This game's bugged. Now, part of my issue is I don't have any transfer budget as Newcastle manager. We've got 257 million in the overall balance, but no transfer budget. I've got some wage budget, which I can move around, but it's still not quite enough. When I simulated all of these saves and we got to a point where I was like, right, okay, this is the bottom club in this division, this is the bottom club in this division. I was like, oh, buzzing, Newcastle there. I'm going to have some money to spend in January. This one will be a nice, easy one to start with. Turns out I was wrong. I have no cash. So we actually have a net transfer budget of minus 747,000. So there's a lot to do here. If I just show you the competitions in the Premier League, this is how we're looking at the start of this bottom at Christmas challenge. We've played 20 games, so I've got 18 games to save Newcastle, which is, you know, quite ropey. They've got a minus 18 goal difference. They've only won 2 games all season, Palace and Brentford. They've got 6 draws and 12 defeats. Now, it's not been a great start to the season, and obviously I have no money to spend, which is the main reason I wanted to be Newcastle. But alas, look at this run of results here. They started the season with a victory at home against Brentford, back-to-back losses against Norwich. This is a wild month in October. They were actually 5 games unbeaten in the Premier League, and then it all went to pot where they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 defeats in a row where they only scored 1 goal. This is going to be a very, very big challenge. So I guess the main things we need to do, first and foremost, we always do this when we take over in a rebuild situation, but I have a much shorter time period to get things done this time. It's going to be a standalone video, 1 episode per team, but obviously we are starting with Newcastle today. So I need to figure out this coaching situation. We're going to look at appointing some different coaches. I need to fill up this coaching team as much as humanly possible. I'm not really worried about the recruitment team. I will boost up the medical team as well with the extra 2 physio slots that we've got. I've obviously added in my own training regime. That is all in place. So I'm hoping that will have an effect. I'm not expecting it to have a massive effect, but I'm hoping something will help. The current dynamic of the squad is okay. Managerial support is pretty poor, but that is because I have no experience, obviously. So it's going to take a little bit of a miracle to save Newcastle here, especially if I don't have any money. If we go into the club vision, I have made a board request for more transfer funds to be available, but I don't know if that is actually going to happen. We've put in a 4-4-2 as the tactic, and I'm going to show you the first game of my tenure as manager of Newcastle. We will be taking control against Burnley. Now, before I do this, I need to super quickly delegate this out, because I don't do press conferences. I don't know if you've noticed that. I hate them. I think they are the same thing over and over. It is an improvement this year in FM, but yeah, still not quite what I'm looking for. So we are bottom. The 2 teams above us have a game in hand. We are 7 points adrift of Everton, who are the team in the last position in 17th that are safe. I've just noticed Tottenham have hired Bielsa. So what more could go wrong? Hopefully, I'm hoping by plugging in a 4-4-2 rather than something anything ludicrous, I'm hoping we can actually get a good result here against Burnley. The transfer window opens, praying that they actually give me some money. I've seen this in a couple of different saves as well, guys, when Newcastle get bugged and they just don't spend any money, despite all the money being there. So I'm hoping that this particular version of that isn't really the case, and when we request money, we can actually get some money back in the door. So Norwich lose quite heavily there, but they are on a -7 goal difference, so that is going to be something that we are going to need to pay attention to. 20th versus 15th. It's the start of a new year. The transfer window is wide open now. Get Graham Jones to do the old code of conduct, and then hopefully, right, okay, let me just introduce myself to the squad. I'm not going to make any improvements. I think we should avoid relegation, please, chaps. That would be great. Give the FA Cup everything we've got. I mean, it starts now. It'd be good to survive and win the FA Cup. Would be a ridiculous save, little mini save anyway. So, Burnley away to start things off, and they've rejected this. They are willing to listen to it. So, I think you should consider this, because they want me to sign big name players as well. So I need to be careful about what I'm going to say here. Club going backwards. You have a budget that is perfectly good enough for you to be successful with. Lack of ambition, do I say that? We agree. Good. We agree. We'll never go anywhere in the world if we don't continue. If we continue to limit our investment in transfer budget, you can expect extra transfer funds to be made available soon. Happy days. So my transfer budget's increased. This is a big moment, guys. I have no idea what this is going to be. I'm recording this bang on live. I have no idea what this is going to be. 200 million. Let's go. Right, this is going to be very, very interesting. It says my old budget was 178 million, so that shows how bugged it was, because now there you go, as you can see, 197 million pounds in that transfer budget. So that is going to be a big test for me to spend after this game against Burnley. Now, Newcastle have got a couple of victories this season. Because of the lack of players, I'm forced to play. Oh, that team is savagely bad. Okay, well, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing the old bottom at Christmas challenge. I've chucked in a tactic from 𝘼𝙗𝙗 past its brilliance. And 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪𝙩, you can play a false nine, right? Anyway, I've got 197 million to spend after this game. So the teams are warming up. I'm going to live com a game. You don't really see me live com games unless you tune in on stream, which obviously that is on YouTube now. We are doing a save with Red Star. Please do go and do the things. That would be very much appreciated. We are going to kick off then away at Burnley. Let's change these then. Key highlights and speed during the highlights to be a little bit quicker. Okay. We've got 200 million to spend. I feel like I need an entire new starting 11. Minus maybe St-Maximin and Wilson. Let's see what this 4-4-2 can do, though. Ball over the top to Callum Wilson. Is it our first goal? It is our first goal as Newcastle manager, and it's only taken 7 minutes. So that is a great start. It's the first goal that they've scored, or the second goal that they've scored in 11 games now. That shows the sort of dire need that Newcastle were in here. Great ball from Joe Willock into Wilson. Takes a touch, takes it out of his feet, past the goalkeeper, and slot. I think we will still be bottom at this point, but this is a very, very good start. Brownhill up to Jay Rodriguez. Obviously, we are going to have to worry a little bit about the crosses coming in towards Chris Wood. I believe he's playing. Callum Wilson bursting down that left-hand side. Goes back to 𝘼𝙗𝙗. Lewis back into Wilson. He's Rabona'd it, and we're offside. A team that's not won in 10 games doing Rabonas. Maybe not. Maybe not. We've got a corner though. Fraser with the delivery. Jamal Lascelles heads it straight into the hands of Pope. I think considering we have all this money at our disposal, I think I'm just going to go and root around everybody who's transfer listed and try and bring in as many players as we possibly can to sort of improve this starting 11. That header goes over the crossbar there. Dwight McNeil is a very good player. I wonder if we could maybe make an offer to Burnley. We do 3 points here would start to close the gap for us. Cleared long. Willock. Look like a decent little creative player, to be honest. Manquillo. Back to Joe Willock. Hits it. Not so good. Manquillo, though, drives into the penalty area. Can he cross? Goes back to Fraser. Cross comes over. 𝘼𝙗𝙗 hits the post. Oh, it's pinball in the penalty area. Imagine if I could get Joelinton to score, guys. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Free kick for Burnley. Really dangerous position on the edge of our penalty area here. Josh Brownhill, former Bristol City man, fires it over the bar. I'm enjoying this though, guys. I'm enjoying this sort of challenge. I've got 18 games to save a club from relegation, and I know this is probably going to be the easiest one now because I do have money, but it's a little bit of a fun one, isn't it, to kick things off. I hope you like the thumbnail. Steve Bruce looks fantastic, doesn't he? As Callum Wilson scored the 6th goal of the season, set up by St. Absolutely brilliant stuff, just on the half-hour mark. Looks like we're getting our first 3 points in a long time here, guys. So just a simple 4-4-2 that gets the job done. And hopefully we can start clawing people back in this process to try and get ourselves out of this relegation scrap. So halftime comes round and we are in a good spot. 2-0 up thanks to a double from Callum Wilson. He's at a 8.5. 14 shots for us, 4 on target. Looking pretty promising there. I'm just going to say we've created loads. Well done, boys. I'm hoping if we start winning some games, it'll start getting the boys a bit more happy with what I'm trying to do here. Understand my skill set a little bit more, and obviously trying to get the best out of this Newcastle United team. It looks like we are getting the rub of the green in terms of the new manager vibe, and Callum Wilson goes very close to scoring a hat-trick there. Nick Pope had that one covered just about. Flicked on. Clark mops it up into Joe Willock. Joe Willock's been very, very good in this so far. Callum Wilson into the penalty area. It's bouncing around. It's saying Tarkowski charged down the shot. We're going to have a corner then. Fraser to deliver this one. And it gets cleared. Since the patch has come out, guys, those near post corners, not as good. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 misplaced pass. Brownhill into 𝘼𝙗𝙬. And that is a great defensive bit of play there. And then we're sloppy with it in possession. But all of this stuff can be worked on when we buy an entire new starting 11. Hayden Lewis goes long. Callum Wilson, another chance here into the penalty area, and he's dinged the goalkeeper. Hat-trick for Callum Wilson. Right, this is 3 points secured in the first game. Callum Wilson's going to stay as he advances forward. I just need someone better than Joelinton to play just behind him and sort of link up that play between the midfielder or midfielders and then Callum Wilson up top. This is a very, very good start. I'm kind of seeing here where I need to strengthen. Wilson's been involved in absolutely everything. Willock looks like a good little player, and Wilson scored again. I think that one's offside though. Willock to Wilson seems like a nice little move that we've got going here. So I think so far, despite this being, you know, the start of this little challenge, I think we need a slightly better defense than what we've got here. I think we will get tested more by other teams that aren't quite Burnley. And then maybe we go from there, see who else I can bring in. Let's bring on Matt Ritchie for St. Maximin, make that substitution there. It looks like Fraser's knackered as well. I don't really know how much game time some of these guys have been having, because their match sharpness for Fraser, Willock, Joelinton is really, really bad. So I don't know what's been going on at Newcastle in these last few games, but that is going to end. Right, okay, guys. So that was brilliant. Nobody gave us a chance, and we absolutely pumped them. 4-0, 4 for Callum Wilson. I thought it was going to be disliked, but it wasn't. 4 for Callum Wilson. Sees us up to 15 points. Up to 15 points. We are 5 points adrift of Norwich. They say you need 40 points to survive. Well, this is going to be close, guys. So I have that £197 million transfer budget to spend. I'll come back on deadline day so you can see some moves that I'm making before we go into the rest of the season and see what we can do with this Newcastle side. Be back in a sec. Okay then, guys, we are back for the end of the January transfer window in this bottom at Christmas challenge with Newcastle United. And as you can see, we were the biggest spenders in the Premier League. That is no real surprise. We spent 127 million, so I didn't spend all of it, but I feel like we strengthened the team in a very, very good way. As you can see, we weren't the top transfer window deal. That went to Manchester United. We weren't the top deadline day deal, which was Divock Origi going to Roma, but we did bring in 9 players. So let's start off first and foremost with these 9 players. Let's go into our transfers and look at our transfer history. We are still trying to sign some staff members to improve that a little bit more, but we brought in so far Nathan Ake, from Manchester City. We needed a whole new defense, so I went out and bought a whole new defense. He was transfer listed for 9.75 million, obviously not getting enough game time at City. He's come in for us to play at centre back, can also play left back, which is a nice help for us. He's had 3 games, got 1 assist, got 1 player of the match. Cannot argue with that return so far, especially for that little money. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 was transfer listed by Manchester United. He comes in to be our left back. Has barely played all season, but has just started playing games for us, obviously, since we concluded his transfer. 1 goal, 2 assists for the Brazilian. I bought him basically because he can take a very good corner, good free kick taker, and is very, very solid in that left back role, and it is a definite improvement as to what we've already done. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, I know his contract runs out at the end of the season, but that is no use to me right now. I wanted the big man in for headers, basically. 1 game so far, 7.6 rating for him. We paid 6 million to Dortmund for his services. James Tarkowski, another one whose contract ends at the end of the first season, but we wanted him now. I also think this is something that this particular transfer is something that Newcastle will do in real life. They'll go to Burnley and go name your price in January, with a hope to try and stay up in real life. He's had 3 appearances for us, just averaging just under a 7. We paid £8.5 million to Burnley for his services. Chancel Mbemba, former Newcastle player, has come back. We bought him from Porto. I bought him because of his versatility and the fact that he can play centre-back and both right-back. Obviously, he was a former Newcastle player, sold to Porto for 4 million. Then we bought him back for 2.1 million. So ultimately, I think we've made some good profit on him. 2 games for him so far, 1 assist. It was at right back. He was playing in a 7.55 rating for him, 2.1 million, as I mentioned. And we moved down. Marc Roca was transfer listed by Bayern Munich. I think he's just a little sort of jack of all trades in the middle of the park. I think he can do a little bit of everything. He's not played a game for us yet because he came in and instantly got injured. Obviously, he's not played for Bayern. But I think he can do a little bit of everything. I think he acts as nice, good cover for Joe Willock and stuff like that. Good first touch, can pass, can tackle. Really good mentally, double digits in all of the attributes there. And ultimately, we didn't pay a huge amount for him, just the £4 million to Bayern Munich. Then the big one, Alexander Isak comes in to play up front. I wanted more competition for Callum Wilson. This guy wanted to move. We paid 60 million for him, I believe, which is his minimum fee release clause. It is. We just activated that at Real Sociedad and said, yes, please, we'll have a piece of him. He's not really featured for us. He's played once so far. Again, not really hit the ground running just yet, but it is only 1 game. You never know, he could start scoring pretty quickly. We also brought in Rafinha from PSG, another ball mover in the midfield, can play central midfield, can play on the right if I have to play him out there as well. Has the ability to unlock a defense, and that's kind of what I was looking for in this central midfield spot. So I think he could be that sort of player. Good on the ball, good passing, again, good technique, as I mentioned. Then the final one, Gabriel Barbosa. I was looking for a guy who could come in and play that false 9 quite well, link the attack and the defense, and obviously we now have Gabriel Barbosa. He comes in from Flamengo for 15 million, the same amount of money that they paid for him just a few seasons ago from Inter Milan. So some things we do have to do, guys. We need to go into the tactic and we need to take a look at the set piece takers, because I've had to re-register and get rid of a lot of players from our registered squad. So let's change these. 𝘼𝙗𝙪𝙩 is now taking your corners, for instance, and Gabriel Barbosa with his 20 penalties will be the man on the penalties. We've had a very good run since we've taken over at Newcastle. It is obviously that new manager bounce that you kind of would expect. Unfortunately, Eddie Howe's not actually having that in real life because, you know, this Newcastle squad isn't very good. And I started on a day where I had 200 million to spend. Let's just update these penalty takers super quickly. Barbosa, Telles, Alexander Isak. Okay, so let's talk competitions first and foremost. As you can probably tell, we've climbed out of the relegation zone, guys, which is very, very nice. We are up into 15th. Things are very, very tight in this sort of region. We've won a few games on the spin, as you can probably tell. I'll go over the results of those in a second. But yes, things are moving very, very nicely. We've got other teams in our sights. We are technically 10 points behind Tottenham, who are 7th. Over 14 games, I don't know how well we are going to be able to claw that back, because since I've been in charge, we've had some of the games that you would expect us to win, and these are the perfect games for what you can hopefully expect in this Newcastle sort of bottom at Christmas challenge. So we took charge in this game against Burnley. You guys saw it. It was part of the episode earlier. Callum Wilson did the business. We got a victory in the FA Cup. I played a rotated team, but it was strong enough to get past Bolton. Which is great. Winning breeds winning, guys, so that is the main thing. I just want to keep winning games and getting results as and when we can. Then we took on Norwich at home, beat them 3-1, 2 send-ins off, Tellers gets sent off, but Callum Wilson continues to score boatloads of goals for us. So we beat Norwich, we beat Watford. They were two of the teams that were down in and around us as well, and we also managed to beat Southampton. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to come back in. I'm going to check in after the game against Crystal Palace. Actually, no. I'm going to come back in and check in after the game against Brighton, because that's sort of around halfway through what we have remaining at the end of the season. But let me know down in the comments, what do you think of my business? Do you think I spent the money well? We still do have some money, but obviously I can't spend it. I've got 44 million. But I think ultimately, guys, we are in a much better place than we were when we took over things. So without any further ado, I will get my head down, I'll play some of these fixtures, and I will see you after that game against Brighton. So then, guys, we have just had the Brighton match, and we are just checking back in with this Newcastle United bottom at Christmas challenge. And I'm sure you can tell from the image on your screen, we are now up into 11th, people. We are flying. We've got a positive goal difference now of +2. Callum Wilson continues to score goals, but also we are in the semi-final of the Emirates FA Cup. And not only are we in the semi-final, the other semi-final is Fulham versus Tottenham, guys. So I think we could win an FA Cup this year. I don't know what you guys think, but I think ultimately we could win an FA Cup this year. In terms of the schedule, this is how things were before we took over. Relatively red and orange, and since we've taken over is very green, very green. So you will ask with me after the victory against Southampton, before we took on Reading in the FA Cup. Let's talk about the FA Cup first and foremost. We beat Reading, we beat Leicester, we beat Chelsea, and that has put us into the semi-final. So we have beaten a good team en route here. Gabriel Barbosa getting that goal. In the league, victory against Manchester City. We were on a very good run here, and I have absolutely no idea what's happened. 𝘼𝙗𝙪 has just ripped them to shreds, and Alex Tellers scored 3 goals. 2 penalties included, which is just absolutely crazy. We then lost to Everton. The good run of form ended with that loss to Everton. Richarlison with 2 goals, and Anthony Gordon, I don't know who that is, scoring for Everton. Fair play. So we lose that one, unfortunately. And then since then, guys, we've been on a nice little run. We beat Palace 6-2, 2 for Isaac, 2 for Barbosa, Willock, and Jamal Lascelles even. We defeated Spurs. We drew with Wolves 2-2. Late goals on both sides, actually. Raúl Jiménez and then Alexander Isaac rescuing a point for us in the final minutes of injury time. And then we beat Chelsea in the Premier League 2-1. Zagadou and Barbosa with the goals, cancelling out that goal from Rudiger. And then obviously the game we just had, we just played Brighton, we beat them 2-1. Again, Barbosa with the decisive goal. This man is clutch. He has clutch in his veins. And things are going very well, guys. So what I'm going to do is I am going to say we are safe. I don't think we are going to get relegated out of this division anymore. We are now 13 points clear. My main attention now is going to turn to the FA Cup. I want to win an FA Cup. From bottom at Christmas, getting themselves safe. Top half of the table, I think, is definitely doable. But winning that FA Cup is absolutely massive. Because if we jump back into the schedule, our last 3 games of the season are absolutely horrendous. We've got Liverpool at home, Arsenal at home, Manchester United away before a potential FA Cup final. We do have that game against Middlesbrough at Wembley. And if we do get to the FA Cup final, guys, I'll play it live. Why not? Just to finish this episode off. But, guys, let me know how you think we're getting on. I think it's pretty positive, isn't it? I will see you either at the end of the season or for a live comm of that FA Cup final, if we make it. I'll see you there, guys. So then, it is the final game for us of this season. It's not actually the last game, because for some strange reason, the FA Cup has been put before my last league fixture, but this is the state of affairs. We beat Leeds, we got into the FA Cup final, we beat Middlesbrough at Wembley, bit of a northeast derby, got that one done. Following that though, disappointing loss away to Villa, losing 4-3. We then beat West Ham 4-0, we then beat Leicester 5-3, and then back-to-back 1-0 losses in our 2 home games. One against Arsenal, losing 1-0. Kieran Tierney scored that, and then losing 1-0 to Liverpool. Jordan Henderson scored that one. So it is FA Cup final time, right, guys? In terms of the Premier League, we're safe. Obviously, we are very safe, and we've got United on the final day of the season. I'm not expecting anything, so I imagine we will stay here in 11th. I don't see us going any higher than that, but from bottom at Christmas, I think is a good result. So this is gonna be, oh god, have I got injuries here? I hope I don't have injuries here. But this is going to be the game against Tottenham. Obviously, we've got a couple players that are cup tied. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 is cup tied. We've got an injury to Rafinha and Alex Telles as well. But as you can see, the squad is pretty deep, but it's all players that I'd like to get rid of if I were to continue this save past one season. So because of the injuries that we do have, and you know what, I'm actually going to play Mbemba at right back regardless, because regardless of the fact that he is exhausted, because this guy Emil is just not it for me. I just don't rate him as a player. I'd rather have a semi-fit Mbemba. And we've also got Shelvey playing central midfield as well. Not good, but you know, we'll play what we can play. This is the FA Cup final after all. We got Alexander Isak, so anything is possible with Callum Wilson up top. We got Barbosa on the bench should we need him. Joel Linton's there as well. Should we need him? I hope we don't. Anyway, so we will submit the team. I said I'd live com this one if we got there, which we have done. Obviously, beating Middlesbrough was great. This is a much different test at Wembley. Marcelo Bielsa is the Tottenham manager. Lloris, Tanganga, Davinson Sanchez, Eric Dyer, Reguilon, Skip and Ndombele, Lo Celso, Lucas Moura, Heung-min Son, and obviously Harry Kane. You know what? Nobody expects us to get a result. Let's go do what we do, boys. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 liked it. Hopefully he scores from a corner. As I said, the form's been a little bit patchy over the last couple games, but we've won the games that we needed to win to get to this point. Obviously, this is their 4-3-3 that Bielsa is playing. Obviously, you know with Bielsa is going to be a pretty good style of football. And we go into this as massive underdogs, but if we can win a domestic trophy, I think this is probably going to be the most successful of the 5 if we are able to win a trophy. And to be honest, guys, that is kind of what is expected. There is 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, heads over the bar. That is kind of what is expected. When you go into a club in January and you've got 200 million to spend, you kind of expect a little bit of success, and you can see why that sort of thing has happened. We're getting a lot of interesting success from set pieces there, according to my assistant. Longstaff goes in on Lo Celso, but they keep hold of the ball. Reguilon, ball comes across, we are able to clear it. Alexander Isak holds this one up, then back to St-Maximin. Okay, highlight over, thanks SI. Things you love to see. Corner, St-Maximin to take into the area. Isak grazes the crossbar and it goes over. But from what we've seen in these opening 40 minutes, it looks like we've been the better team. They're trying to tell me to take St-Maximin off. I'm not doing that. It looks like, to be honest, we've had a game very soon before this particular one. Wilson into Isak. He's driving. He's into the penalty area, though. Ball comes across. Callum Wilson. That is a huge save from Lloris. Wow. That is a huge save from Lloris. Another corner for us. Things are going very well. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. Oh, they really have hit these near post corners really hard. We're doing well, though. I think we're the better team. I'm going to go and say scoreline doesn't reflect the pattern of play, I think. You're doing well getting shots away. Keep going. Everyone loves that. I don't understand why that works. I was going to say something along the lines of you're the better team, keep going. But yeah, go on, boys. You're having loads of shots. Just keep shooting. 9 shots, 2 on target. Not really hitting the target with it. St-Maximin is very tired. So do you know what, guys? I'm going to do a little bit of a madness here. Wilson's going to go there. Alexander Isak's going to go there. Barbosa's going to come on as the false 9. And that is going to be the change. Whether or not this works, I don't know. They want me to make a change out right back as well, but I won't be doing that one just yet. 𝘼𝙗𝙤 does come on. And Spurs have the ball with 𝘼𝙗𝙗 here. Tanganga into Harry Kane. He's sat very deep here. Ball comes over the top, but Kane does get there. And Harry Kane does what, in my opinion, Harry Kane does all the time in this game. I personally, right, don't think Harry Kane is good at all. Now, let's bring on Jacob Murphy to play right back. Mbemba has had a good game so far. 65 minutes was kind of all I expected him to play because he wasn't fit before we got into the game. Ball up to 𝘼𝙗𝙪. It's flicked on, but he doesn't. Callum Wilson does not win it. Tanganga with the ball on this right-hand side, and 𝘼𝙗𝙗 ball into Harry Kane this time after me slagging him off. Of course, Harry Kane comes in with a goal. No real surprise after I've given him a little bit of abuse, is it? 𝘼𝙗𝙗's knackered as well, guys. We are struggling in terms of fit players here, aren't we? Okay, Fabian Schär, you can come on for Axel Zagadou, and that is pretty much all I can do here. And this is going to be our last sort of push. Final 20 minutes then. Callum Wilson. Back to Jonjo Shelvey. 𝘼𝙗𝙗 into... Oh, what a nicely worked goal that is. It was into 𝘼𝙗𝙗. 𝘼𝙗𝙗 took the man, drew him, and squared it off to 𝘼𝙗𝙗, who drills that one past Lloris, who's got no chance here. Nice little move from us from the throw. Into Callum Wilson. Takes on his man. Cuts back. Gives it to Shelvey. Into 𝘼𝙗𝙗. Into 𝘼𝙗𝙗, as I said. Draws the man. And the fullback, Reguilón, is not keeping up with his man. And 𝘼𝙗𝙗 drills that one into the corner. Lovely stuff, though. 15 minutes to go. And we are back on level footing. They have taken Harry Kane off. Very, very interesting approach from Bielsa as the Spurs manager. Looks like we are going to extra time here. 5 minutes injury time. Tottenham definitely come back into this in this second half. And we do go to extra time. Imagine this one goes to penalties, hey? I'm actually happy with the way things are going. Keep going, boys. I am going to have to manage the fitness levels here. Ball into Shelvey then. Back to Schär, Lewis, Shelvey, Wilson, 𝘼𝙗𝙗. Tries to get himself a little bit of space. Doesn't. Back to Shelvey. 𝘼𝙗𝙗, Gabriel 𝘼𝙗𝙗. He's very left-footed, guys. Oh my god, he's almost done a madness. The nice ball roll opened himself up on that left-hand side, and the substitution was made. They want me to take Alexander Isak off, and I'm not doing it, guys. He will stay on for as long as I can possibly keep him on for, and 𝘼𝙗𝙗 tries to drill one from long range. Doesn't go in this time. We definitely seem like we are the better team. But it looks like this one could go down to penalties. Callum Wilson to come off for Joelinton, I think. Yeah, sure. Let's actually make a switch here and move 𝘼𝙗𝙗 to the advanced forward role, and Joelinton can come in as the false 9. Let's use 𝘼𝙗𝙗, the better of the two strikers, quite clearly, as that main focal point. Ball into our penalty area, and Lo Celso gets a good volley on it, but Dubravka does very, very well there to hold on to that one. 5 minutes of extra time remaining, and then it comes all down to spot kicks. Joelinton, 𝘼𝙗𝙗. Can Joelinton do a madness? 𝘼𝙗𝙗 into 𝘼𝙗𝙗. Gabriel 𝘼𝙗𝙗. He has scored so many goals this season since we signed him from Flamengo in the January. Oh, what a move this is. 116th minute. 𝘼𝙗𝙗, good move, good pass, good run. And he gets away. I think it's from Davinson Sanchez. And he slots that one past the outrushing Lloris. And we are in the lead, guys, with 2 minutes added time, injury time to go. Ball in, Dele Alli is there. And we get the ball clear. Jonjo Shelvey getting that one further clear back to Ben Davies. And here comes Spurs again. Reguilón. Down this left-hand side, cross comes over. Dele Alli not getting on the end of it. Ball long again. Davinson Sanchez, third and fourth play of this attack. Third and fourth phase, and we get the danger clear. It eventually goes over the bar. 2 minutes injury time. Throw in Newcastle. Deep in opposition territory. Cross comes over to the far post. Alexander Isak rattles a header off the crossbar. Tries to go back across goals. Nice thought process, but the 2 minutes of injury time on the extra time are almost up here. Back to Lewis. Cross comes over. It goes out for another throw. We're just time wasting in this corner now. Just waiting for the highlight to be over. and waiting for Newcastle to lift the FA Cup from being bottom. Here it is, from being bottom at Christmas. Wow. Okay, ultimately, I think this has been a very, very successful video. We've gone in, we've taken control, we've spent a lot of money, and ultimately we have ended up finishing 11th, I think, in the Premier League and winning the FA Cup. Now, as I said, I loaded up all 5 of the top major leagues in Europe for this. So let me know down in the comments which country you would like to see next. Obviously, we've got France, Italy, Spain, and of course, Germany. Let me know which country you would like to see next. I'm not going to reveal the team until that comes out because I think some of them are a little bit surprising, as is Newcastle, but we have managed to get the job done here at Newcastle. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today. I'm going to ignore the last Premier League game of the season against Manchester United because ultimately, I don't think it matters. We finished 11th at worst, 10th at best, and we have won the FA Cup, which I cannot be more happy about. If we open the Premier League table, we have qualified for the Europa League by winning the FA Cup. We would be in the Europa League next season, and ultimately I think we've done a fantastic job here at Newcastle. As I mentioned though, drop it down in the comments what division you would like to see next. If you have enjoyed this bottom at Christmas video, drop a like on it down below, smash that subscribe button if you are new around here picking up the content for the very first time. But until next time guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you on another one very, very soon.